this Deb Helps, and welcome to this first class here. I think this is going to be an amazing class for you. I think this is something that most people actually really need. I understand a lot of you already know what, already feel like you don't need this, but this is probably the biggest key to success that there actually is. And if you don't have this right, the rest of this is going to be pretty difficult for you. Anyway, let's get started. So what is a millionaire mindset anyway? What is it? What is it? What is the difference between someone who creates success and someone that doesn't? You know what? That's where you're looking, okay? A lot of people are sitting there, and if you're focusing on your lack of money in the bank, you know what? Do you realize you're going to have more lack of money in the bank? It's basically the law of attraction. And I know a lot of you, watch The Secret and some other things like that, but it really is that way. If you're focused on your lack of money in the bank, you're probably going to have more lack of money in the bank. If you're focused on your lack of skills, and of course, what's the cure for your lack of skills? Basically, your cure for the lack of skills is practice, to actually go out, take action and practice and gain the skills. Because it's just like anything else, if you learn to ride a bike, you don't learn to ride a bike the minute you get on that bike. You learn to ride a bike by practice, right? Playing golf, any other number of things, musical instruments, playing the piano. You just need to practice, and that's the cure for that. But if you're focusing on your lack of skills, you might have more lack of skills, lack of a team. Are you ever going to get a team if that's what you're focusing on? If you're attracting that in your life, that's what you're going to get. Are you comparing yourself to others? And this is a big one. A lot of times people they'll compare themselves to others, and then they'll think, geez, I'll just never be like them. And you just can't do that. You can't do that. You have to keep working on continually improving yourself, and comparing yourself to others, that just basically will get you nowhere. Anyway, successful people generally have all those things. They generally struggle somewhere in their life, and there's just so many of them that do. You look at Ray Higdon. He was in personal foreclosure when he started his business, and now he's probably one of the most successful network marketing legends that there is. Vince Reed started out without a car, same thing, same type of thing. He'd actually lost his car. He was in a bankruptcy situation as well. So here's the thing. The successful people generally may have all those things when they start, right? But instead of choosing to focus on the maybe the lack of money in the bank and how bad it is, they choose to focus on where they're going. So basically, the person that looks at where they are, they don't have a chance for growth. It's just not going to happen. But the person that isn't going anywhere is focusing usually on their struggle and not where they're going, right? So vision. Let's talk about that for a minute. Basically, most of the time, vision is what's going to be pulling you. It's going to be pulling you towards success. And without vision, you're not going to keep going. So let's go over something here like why. Okay, now I know a lot of you have heard your why. Your why is something that makes you cry, right? Well, okay, but a lot of whys are not internal. You've got to realize that your why, you're basically, maybe you might say something like, I want to spend more time with my kids or retire my spouse or something like that. Well, is that something that's really internal? Do you really, really want that internally? Because you're going to get a payoff by stating that to other people. It's kind of external. It really is. But let's talk about vision. Now, vision, most of the time where you really want to go is a vision and not so much a why. And the vision is kind of something like it's less why, but who you want to become. So who do you want, what do you want people to say about you? How are they describing you? Because vision is internal. And some of the examples of vision statements are something like, I want to set an example for my kids. I want to be an example for my kids. Okay, now that's internal. That's something like that. Or I want to make an impact on others. Okay, that's also vision. I want to be a good steward of others. I want to help others buy. It's who you want to become. You know, who do you want to grow into, right? So, another thing is like a struggle story. You know, we just already talked about several of the people that have had massive struggle stories. There's been a lot of people who have had extremely massive struggle stories. But you know what? It's not the lack of a struggle story. It's the succeeding despite that struggle story. But, you know, like I say, let me say this. So if you're currently in a state of struggle, I mean, don't just say, oh, yeah, I'm really, really struggling. You know, people don't want to hear that. They don't like rags to rags. You know, they want rags to riches. They want to hear people overcoming that struggle. You know, that's motivational. That's pretty cool. So to get a vision, picture yourself being. Okay, using the law of attraction, you need to picture yourself being that person of influence, that person that's impacting others. You know, if you want to be an example of this, let's say you want to speak on stage, and you may or may not want that, that's fine. But if you want to be a public speaker and you want to influence people through public speaking, you know, you need to, you know, close your eyes and feel the heat of the lights and see the people. You want to use all your senses. You know, what are you wearing? You want to truly picture that vision of what you want to be and see yourself there. You cannot get to a level of success in anything unless you help others. So, you know, I think everyone wants to be a person of significance. I think everyone wants to help others. I mean, that's just kind of how we're made. And guys, we live in a world of abundance. So, you know, it's not either or. You can have anything that you want. If you want to help, you know, your church or charity or things like that, you can have that. You can have that. We live in a world of abundance. So, like you want a fancy house, you know, picture that and use your senses then. I mean, you very much can have that. You can have anything that will make you feel better, you know, but picture this. Like, how will it feel when someone comes to the door and looks around, you know, and feel feel your home and see it. And, you know, how will it smell? You know, what kind of candles are going to be burning in this new home? You know, does it have granite countertops? Where's it located? And use all the senses. You know, is it located on the ocean? You know, and you're looking out at that beautiful view. You know, see it, hear it, feel it. Use all the senses. And concentrate on this stuff every day. You know, you can very much have that. We live in this world of abundance. Anyway, you have to know your vision. So the first step here, your action steps, is create your vision. Write out your vision. You know, you can write it out, you know, on the computer, on paper. Get pictures. Another thing is a vision board. You know, put pictures on a vision board so that you can be looking at that all the time. You know, and be detailed. Again, use all your senses. Also, do not write about any of your current circumstances. This is not what we're after. We're after what we want to become. So vision pulls you, right? Your vision will keep you going. You need to help others. You need to provide value to others. And, you know, you want to be a person that others say, because of you, I kept going. So I've got some recommended readings here for you to get started with. I always recommend that you read 30 minutes a day. And these books here are The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, both the movie and the book. It's very interesting. There's a lot of those people that are in there that are also authors, and you can pick up some of their books and read them. You should be reading 30 minutes a day, or listening to an audio, or learning somehow. The other one, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, The Success Principles by Jack Canfield, Attractor Factor by Joe Vitale, and Millionaire Success Habits by Dean Graziosi. I would definitely check those books out, get started, and write your vision. Get your vision written out, get your vision board, and we'll see you in the next video.